Start streaming, stop streaming. Okay, I think we are live actually. Hey, look at that. First time on YouTube. Okay, very nice. Does it work here as well? Start sending us your video from the stream to go live. I am live though. I think. 0 views. Share. Just want to see if I can confirm on YouTube that I'm actually live here. No data. Unclear at this point, I think. Can I go to the channel? Okay, so yeah. It seems like... Can I go to the channel? Okay, so yeah. It seems like... Can I go to the channel? Okay, going back. But if I go, let's see, studio. Go live. Manage. Okay, so here it is. It seems like it's actually live. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. So we have that. Stream health, analytics, stream settings. Do I have that open or do I have this open? I don't think it matters. We can have this open. Okay, so let's get started, I guess. We're gonna do Framer. Framer today, continue on trying to build some charts for Framer. I've never done this before, but I have started with setting something up. So we have a bar chart from Recharts in Framer. And I think we're going to try and do a few things today. We're going to how do I do that? Is it this? Yeah. Introduce line chart and picker between the two. The second thing I want to try and do is feed charts with CMS data. And that will probably be it for today. But the first thing then we're going to do, so we have this bar charts, or we have this charts component. We can actually start by, we're not going to have this. This was for text, and we're not going to have any text style. We're just going to have the enum picker. So we can actually start, I think, with line charts, because that's what we're going to add here next. And then we can just do, yeah, this could be a switch eventually, but I think this is fine for now. Line chart. And style here is going to be line chart as well. Beautiful. And then let's copy. Let's copy this one, duplicate, and rename line chart. And then just rename this as well, bar chart. We can do all of this, I think. Line chart. Because I think there's one actually coming from Recharts here as well. But let's look at an example. Let us look at an example of a line chart, simple line chart. I guess that makes sense. We're not going to make things complicated. Let's grab this whole thing. Which is good because we're also going to be able to see some of the similarities between the two. Recharts, line charts. I wonder though, these things, aspect ratio, we can leave this. And let's use the same data. So we have some examples here. Let's bring this down to 1,000. And then let's add value 2 here for 500 as well. Eventually, we're going to have to figure out how to pick these in the settings in Framer. Line is not in Rechart's DevTools. We're not going to use here, I think. If we want to bring this to VS Code at some point, I think we can do that. But then line and line. Line, and then bar, Cartesian grid, x-axis, y-axis, tooltip, legend, line, and then a responsive container. Okay, so we have the line chart, beautiful. And then I think in here we can just pick, we should be able to switch between the two at this point. Let's just see if it works. Bar chart, line chart shows nothing, which is unfortunate because we're not returning anything here. Line chart, spread the props, and we think we can import that. So maybe then this will work. Okay, we see something. There's something here. Bar chart, very nice. Line chart. Oh, the bar chart still has this. And I think we added here. We're going to have to do something with this eventually. But I think it's because we need to set like data key. Value 1 and then data key down here. Value 2. These are the things that are going to have to be dynamic eventually. As well as this one. All of the data keys we're going to have to be able to add through the configuration UI in Framer. Still nothing. Well, there's a line here. Bar chart. Line chart, still nothing. And I don't think it's width and height and stuff because we have that set here and we actually get the two. Is there something else that we've missed? Max width, height, max height, that's fine. Margin, I don't think we're going to set that. It does set it here as well, which is fine at this point. Let's just do this to keep it a little bit neater. Value 1, value 2, default props, line chart, export default function line chart. And we import that as recharts line chart. So I think that should be it. Line chart, line, tooltip, legend, all of that. X-axis, name, name active.ar. R. What if we remove this one? It doesn't map to anything. Still nothing, huh? Value 1, value 2, line. It doesn't want to draw anything. It seems like it's something here. Maybe it's something with the... we did have a wrapping div here. It's a little bit tricky getting things to work in. Okay, so we have that here as well. Width, height, recharts, line chart. Should that have anything? Data and margin. I think we remove all of this and try to rely on the wrappers that we already set up. Responsive though. We don't have responsive here. Still nothing. I don't know if this even makes sense. Refresh inside Framer. We still don't have a line chart. Okay. Charts. Bar, we don't have bar. Because it's not complaining about anything. The data should be the same, just an array of objects. And we have mapped them. Page A, page B, y-axis, x-axis, name, tooltip. It's something with the imports, maybe. We do have line, x-axis, y-axis, Cartesian grid, tooltip, legend. We have all of it, and we have the line chart as recharts line chart and the responsive container. So the imports seem to be fine. Name, value 1, value 2. Y-axis with auto. We don't have that. This is the same. The margin is the same. Well, kind of, but we still have it. The width, height, line chart. Okay, there we go. It's actually there. That's cool, and we can now switch between them. Boom and boom. We have a bar chart and we have a line chart. So what was the issue with auto? On the y-axis. Yeah, some of these things from the examples are not going to be able to match one-to-one. I wonder though about this one. Can we remove the margin? Because I don't think, yeah, we don't want margin on the outside. You're going to have to figure that out. Style. I wonder if you can, I mean, what people will probably do is put it in a frame, right? We do layers, frame, and then let the frame itself do something. If you want paddings or margins, or I think that makes sense. So the chart itself should have no built-in margins or paddings or anything. Just take up as much space as you get. We can actually remove this as well. Very nice. Bar chart display name. Line chart. Okay, actually, we do have introduce line chart and picker between the two. That's done, but then figure out dynamically set data keys. I think we can cross this, but before we do anything with like CMS data, we have some dynamic things here. The data is gonna come from elsewhere eventually. But whatever you have, you're gonna have an array of objects, of data, and then you need to be able inside Framer to say that the x-axis maps to the key name, and then probably dynamically add these lines as well. But if we just start with the x-axis, it should be something as simple as adding a new control. Adding a new control for a text called x-axis. Title x-axis. Type, we do have, that's beautiful. Text, short text, string. Options, do we have then like value? We might need to consult the Framer, not this one, but Framer, developers component sharing, property controls, hiding controls like string, control type string, title, the docs here is not great. We don't need a value because it can be off. It can be off. Title value, we don't need that. Props, style, I wonder though, charts, style, is it because string? And then x-axis is just an empty string, I suppose. Now if we go back here, add fetch, okay, oh, that's fine. Bar chart, line chart, x-axis, we're gonna have to put something in here. I wonder how that works though. Are you clicking save or something? Because we're sending the props. So we go into bar chart. We're going to receive the props. We can actually do something like this and style doesn't matter. X-axis does matter. No. Let's just access it like this. Data key, props, x-axis. And it should be the same here on the x-axis. So we want to set that dynamically. Right, okay, so now we don't have, we're actually outputting everything because that's still hard-coded. But if we do this, oh, okay, that works. Cool. It does actually just re-renders it and picks that up. So we can set the x-axis, but then we need to be able to add one or more, what would that be? Y-axis data key or something. I'm not sure how we'll end up doing this here. Let's see. Do we have something here called like multiple? That allows multiple values per control type. Provides an array via properties. This will be displayed as an additional section in the properties panel with allowing as many fields to be provided as required. Okay, so this is actually interesting. This is, I think, exactly what we need. Charts, we're going to go down. We have the x-axis. And then we have y-axis. Control string. So I think allow up to 5 items. We probably can remove that. You can add as many as you want. And then y-axis. You guys need these. Well, yeah, okay, Framer removes them. That's fine. Y-axis is a string array. Ooh, okay, wait. Okay, you eventually here you're gonna need the data key and the data key and the style, like the colors of each of the items in the y-axis. But I think we have something here. And let's try with the bar chart. So here we actually need to we need to iterate over the y-axis. Map. This is what we need to do. And here we're going to return a bar with the data key here is going to be axis value. Maps. Oops. Axis value. Bar chart. Okay, look at this. Now we have, so what we have value 1 and we have value 2. So we set the name, add value 1, value 2. That actually works. That's crazy. And of course it works the same with, I mean, the order here shouldn't matter. Can you delete them? We add more, remove. Oh, so you just kind of throw them. Okay, value 1. Oh, okay, so line chart doesn't use that anymore, but we should be able to just do this. That was actually not too bad. Same thing here. But instead of a bar, we do a line, axis value, And we have the stroke. It's called fill and then stroke. And then I guess we added, there's a type as well. Let's just add the same here. Remove this. Right, value 1, add value 2. I mean, this works. Bar chart. Not bad, not bad. But I wonder then the y-axis. The y-axis is going to need colors as well. We want colors. So I wonder, bar chart, line chart. Still fairly simple, which I love, but this here, the fill and the stroke in the line chart, we want from the props as well. So y-axis, it's going to be an array, but the control type dot object. A control that allows for grouping multiple properties into an object. That's exactly what we want. You can make the object removable by adding the optional property to replace the default button title, use the button. To change the icon, use the icon. So it's actually, instead of a string, let's see, control my object, control type object, optional true, button title, x axis maybe, icon. Okay, let's leave that there. And then controls. We're going to have data key, and this is going to be of string. And then we're going to have color, and it's going to be of control type color. Actually, before we even do anything, we're going to have a new type x axis, which is data key string, and its color. I guess the type of that is going to be, what is the type of color? Framer, control type. Can we do this? Maybe we should actually use these, the same ones, if we want to end up doing, well, let's start here. Let's see. So use the control type color for the color. And then here for, no, this is not X, this is Y. We can do it like this, Y axis. It's an array of Y axis. And it can be an empty array. That's fine. And then in bar chart, y-axis, let's just call it A in here. A dot data key fill, A dot color. I think this might actually work. A dot data key, and then here we do a dot color. Maybe. Just maybe. Let's check it out. Okay, so we have nothing. We have bar charts. Name, we're going to add one, add a value. Data key is going to be value 1. Color is going to be something along this line. Y-axis, x-axis. Okay, we have to change that. And then this one is going to be value 2. And we're going to pick another beautiful color here. Back, back, boom. That did not work. But we are close to something here. Didn't work. I mean, it sets the color, but it doesn't show the data. A data key. Where did we type x-axis? There's some x-axis. Okay, it's this one. But still, should work. What if we go back here and just set a normal color? This is for the bar chart. Still doesn't work. Wait, yeah, there's something more with the axis, isn't it? Or maybe it's not. Maybe that's just it. Y-axis. Y-axis. A dot data key. Props A. So y-axis. I mean, I don't think this matters. Why would it matter? Let's not add that. Y-axis is here. It's here. This part, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this part. Do we use the types like that? Maybe we do, actually. Maybe we do. Y-axis item, data key value 1. Data key. Now we went back. Wait. Line chart is up, but bar chart is not. Data key string. Okay, what if we log? Like, where do these things add up? Props. Cannot read properties undefined reading map. Props. And we're passing all of it. Right? Y-axis. So type y-axis, it's an array of type y-axis. Classic. Should work. Optional true. Console log props. What if we do this? Do we get anything here? We can't. Where do we log things when we're working in Framer? Do we have to go this one? Localization, that's not what we want to do. Sure, we want to preview. But we want to log things. I feel like we're kind of handicapped in here a little bit. Y-axis, button title, it shouldn't matter. Data key, color picker. So this one works, but the other one doesn't. Line chart. Bar chart isn't even, outputting the correct colors. Yeah, because A should be these two. A.data key should be string. Props. I mean, y-axis. We should have this here. Because if we just add one, value 1, this is going to work. Or the bar. We get the bar, but we want it from the data object. Maybe it's something with the color. It's hard to know. What if we do this? Just to try. We're removing the color. Removing the color. And we should probably just work with one of the charts here for this. Remove that. Now we still have an array of y-axis. On the bar chart. But no. Nothing. Data key, value 1. Value 2. Why don't they show up? Why don't they show up? Okay. Y-axis control. Yeah. They're on the control. Oh, no. Why would they be? It's an array. Let's look at the arrays again. Array. You would just get 5 images. Control is just props images map image. Yeah, it does exactly this. A list of objects. This is what we want. The default values. Default value. Why do we need default values? We don't. But I mean, it's this one. I think we're missing something because we're typing things up. My array object. Is this something that is kind of messing with it? Y-axis. Oh, it's data. It's a big K here. Oh my God. This is where I'm messing up a little bit. Big K. Big K. Can we just inherit the props from add property controls? Like as const? No, it's not gonna. Because I just want the generated types from this. But fine. We can keep it. We can keep it in sync. Data key with a big K. Data key with a big K. Color's not on there. That's fine. I mean, I just want to see it work at this point, and it does. Value 2, value 3. It doesn't work. Okay, good. So now, let's add a color. Data key string color. Control type color. Maybe. We have color here. Type. Control type color. And then here we're going to do again a.color. And same for the line chart. I think we already have this. It does exist. Come on. Color. There we go. There we go. Boom. Boom. Look at that bar chart. Line chart. And we do the bar. Okay, value 1. Ooh, that's nice. Look at that. And then value 2. Ooh. Look at that. Nice. Bar chart, line chart. Ooh. Oh, that's good. So now we have a configurable x-axis, configurable y-axis, which means that you could actually upload your own data and just map it. You would have to map it here, and you would have to map it to your own colors. This is actually pretty good. This is actually pretty good. Just looking through here. It's fine. This is looking better now. And we have something very simple in here. Data is going to be dynamic. And we just want to render. Actually, yeah, we can break this out eventually. If this is going to be the same for everything. Even the default props, which I'm not sure how they're actually working at this point. Value props. Okay, very nice. Very nice. I think actually that's a check on the dynamically set data keys. Now, we're going to do something. We don't want to work with static data anymore. We want to work with CMS data. And I wonder how that is actually going to work. CMS, is there something in here? Property control, property, CMS, content. Reference maybe, like how do I get the juicy CMS data? How do I make a selection? I want to select a collection, I suppose. Let's first actually, because I'm not used to working with the CMS. Collection is empty, add an item to get started. New item, title, slug. How do I configure the collection? Edit fields. We can have a how would we think about this? This is where we eventually gonna have to get help from users. How do I remove it? Oh, slug I can't remove. Title. Okay, do I have to add a collection? Data. Okay, title and slug is always there. We can delete that and just work with collection. Plain text. Or like number, maybe. UV. Step unit. Control slider stepper. Okay, UV, and then we have like a target, let's say, maybe. And then title. How do I, like, what is this? Right, wait, so you just, no, you still need to map it to something. So if we look at the, let's close this again. If we look at the data, name. Oh, actually, so that could just be the, like the title. You would have a list of entries, and this would be the title. It would have a title. And then this would be UV, and that other one would be number or target or whatever we named it. Okay. So actually, we do new item, title, item 1, UV is 40, target is 88, save. Good. New item. Item 2. UV is 75. Target is 120. Why is this one? Okay, so I can do whatever here. The sliders are unnecessary, but whatever. New item. Item 3. UV is 59. Target 98. New item UV is 54. Target is 155. Item 4. And then let's do item 5. Item 5 UV is 25. And then the target for this one is actually 196. Good. So we have a collection of 5 items. We want to present this collection in a graph instead of having the data hard-coded. I mean, how do we do that? How do we do that? I wonder if I should open. We can actually do this if I go here first. We close this. And then we put this body over right here. Hey, I'm working in Framer. And I want to work with CMS data. I have a custom component and I want the component to receive data from the CMS. I've created a new collection, and in that collection there are 5 items. How do I create a setting in my custom component that allows me to include the data, the CMS data from the collection in the component itself? Very common Framer question. Mental model is key part. Let's walk it through. The query in Framer. Custom cannot directly query CMS data on its own. Okay, CMS data always flows from the canvas into your component via props. Expose a prop that Framer can bind CMS data. Okay, this is in my mental model already. Be placed inside a CMS collection list. Receive 1 item at a time. Framer loops for you. Okay. Correct pattern. This is create a CMS aware prop in your component, in your custom component. Define props for the CMS fields you want. Well, we don't know what fields we want. There's nothing CMS specific here. This is intentional. Oh, okay. Data. Put component inside a collection list. Now go to the canvas. Insert a collection list. Choose a CMS collection. Drag your custom component inside the collection list. Cannot do pick a CMS collection. But this, we don't want to do this. We don't want to create a list, because we're not going to render a chart for every item in the collection. Okay, I think we're going to have to Okay, thank you. Well, I'm building a chart component in Framer. So I don't want Framer to loop over the 5 items in the CMS collection and render a chart for each item. I need the full list of 5 CMS items available inside the charts custom component so I can iterate over them myself and render the bar or line chart as I see fit. Is this possible with CMS data? And if it's not, I think maybe we're just going to go the other route. And okay, try to maybe CMS data is not necessary. Maybe we just need like a CSV upload or eventually maybe connection to like a spreadsheet or something. Okay, long answer, yes though. The real limitations of the Framer CMS plus custom components. Okay, why this is hard in Framer. Collection list, we don't want that. Custom components only ever receive props. There's no API like this. A component cannot pull in a collection. Multiple CMS items. Okay, the only workable pattern for charts. Collection list, aggregate, pass into chart. You can get all 5 items into your chart component, but aggregation must happen outside the chart on the canvas. Okay, so it's possible you would have to do an extra step. Use a collection list to loop CMS items. Extract the values you need, numbers, labels. Pass those values into your chart component as arrays. Concrete example. Use a collection list as a data extractor. On the canvas, insert collection list. Connect it to your CMS collection. Nothing visual. Bind the CMS fields to an array prop on your chart component. Okay. Framer does the aggregation. Seems a little bit complicated, honestly. Alternative hacky workaround. Maybe. Okay, let me think it. Maybe we don't have to support CMS data to begin with. Visual spreadsheet. Okay. Maybe let's not start with feeding CMS data to the charts then. Freddy. Morning. First stream on YouTube, actually. I did it on Twitch before, but I'm thinking maybe I'll try doing it on YouTube. We will see. Love the support though, that you're hanging out in the chat. Beautiful. You got a label as well. You actually got a crown #1. First chat ever actually on YouTube. Very nice. Let's not start with feeding CMS data to the chart then. Another useful option, I think, would be to upload a CSV file or even JSON. Would this be possible for a user to upload a file and the contents of that CSV or JSON file gets passed into my custom component? I'm also thinking that perhaps we'd want connection to Google Spreadsheets. In general, what are some of the most commonly used ways for users to feed data like this that could be nice to present in a chart to Framer? I just opened YouTube and you were on the front page. Oh my God, front page of YouTube. Very nice. Are you a subscriber to White Fluffy? I think you are. You probably are. That's why you got it on the front page, I'm assuming. Very nice though, because the numbers are mostly just 0. So having a 1 instead of a 0 feels good. Okay, great question. And you're thinking exactly, short answer, yes, but only in controlled editor time ways. Framer is not a general data ingestion platform. Let's go through the realistic options. Of course I'm subscribed. Yeah. Why did I ever doubt? Of course. First, an important constraint. Framer components cannot accept arbitrary file uploads, CSV, JSON, from the editor and parse them at runtime. No upload CSV, no file picker. Framer is intentionally sandboxed. People still feed data into charts in a few established patterns. Very nice. Oh, my audio is pretty low. Interesting. Okay, thank you. This is actually valuable feedback. Let me try something. Maybe like this. Is this, did anything happen with the volume? Is it because I changed some settings? I'm still playing around with the settings in OBS. Audio settings and gain and volume and being one of them. Because I did notice when I watched the VOD afterwards yesterday that the audio was pretty low. But let me know if anything changed. Otherwise, I'll try ramping one of these settings up a little bit more again. The most common ways to feed chart data into Framer: arrays in property controls. This is by far the most widely used approach. You expose structured array as props, and the editor pastes data manually or copies it from Excel sheets. Simple, fully supported, no CMS quirks. Manual updates, not scrapable for large data sets. Right, okay, so just manually adding the data, not great. JSON via text code property, very common for power users. Expose a JSON parse, okay. Property control, display text area. So you paste the data, very flexible, copy paste friendly CSV can easily be converted to JSON. No CMS. Okay, this is probably our best option at this point. A text field where you just paste your data. CSV parsed. Split and okay. Okay, so you can support CSV as well, but just starting with JSON is probably reasonable. Most people prefer JSON over CSV here. Okay. Remote JSON via URL. Very common for serious charts. Bring your own API. Interesting. Static JSON files, Google Sheet to JSON, Supabase, Airtable API, custom backend. Okay. Runtime fetch, no, slightly more complex UX. Data heavy Framer sites. Interesting. Recommended. Yeah, maybe this one, but I do like the JSON and probably then the living data remote JSON. And we skip the array props and the CMS. Okay, and then we can have a setting that changes the fields. Okay, but I think that's pretty good actually. I think that is pretty good. JSON online JSON formatter. Can we do, if we bring the data we're working with, so it would be this one. Maybe we can just do this one. I mean, it's basically JSON already. Paste. Validate. String format beautify. Okay, so it can't do that, but is it, oops. Is this enough? I think the keys have to actually be in quotes as well. Yeah. But that's fine. I think it should be like this. Should be like this. Page C value. Beautiful. And we do this. There we go. We got JSON. Value one. Oh, so it doesn't want anything there. Or does it? Does it want like this? Or expected. Let's bring this. Okay. So we have some JSON. That's good. Let's actually try something like this. Charts. We're going to have a data. We can actually start with the data. Data, title, data. Sure. type. This will then be control type text string. Is it like multi-line? Multi-line text. Area. Okay, there we go. Display text area, true. Body. True. And then data is, it's just going to be string. Because then Elaine, hey, welcome. Wow, this could be, if you're not subscribed, you can go ahead and subscribe as well to the channel. That would be amazing. I think I have 56 today. You can be number 57. Love it. Look at these beautiful charts that we're building for Framer. And we're going to add custom data. We can do line charts. We can do bar charts. This is going to be great. The data, let's just see how that looks. You would just actually paste the data in here. It's a bit small, but you would manage the data elsewhere and you would just dump it in. You can actually do fetch as well. We're going to try that at some point, not yet. So then, and then data here is just going to be an empty string. So now inside the bar chart, we don't need the sample data anymore. We're just going to feed it props data. Props data. Do the same in the line charts. Props data. Bye, Elaine. Thank you so much for the subscription. Appreciate it. Beautiful. Thank you. fmap is not a function. Oh, wait. We need to do JSON parse. We need to do, let's do it in here first. Just inside the individual chart. Close this one. Where did actually let open this here first. We do want to try and do this, but then use effect. Yeah, because JSON is async. REST JSON is async, which means we're going to have to do something like this. Import from React, use effect, and I guess we're going to need use state as well. And we're going to do const use state null, let's say. And we have props data, JSON data set, JSON data. So fetch, we don't need to fetch. We just need, oh, wait. This is not async. This is not async. Const JSON data equals, oh, it is async. But wait. What is this? JSON parse. Parse. JSON parse. Starting with parses a JSON string. So it's the other way around. Stringify. A JavaScript value to a JSON string. What if we just do JSON stringify? JSON.stringify props.data. Maybe. Maybe we can skip all of this and then. But wait. It's not JSON that we want. We need. No. We need to parse it. We're going to assume that that string is valid JSON. I think we're going to have to assume that this is valid JSON. And then we parse it. And then we feed that. Oh, let's call this parsed data. And we feed that into the bar chart. Maybe, is this actually correct? Value 3, so if I do like value 2 here, 500, it works. Yeah, Frederick, yeah, enjoy the Christmas shopping. I did my last shopping yesterday, so today I'm all set, I'm all free. Just gonna wrap the last couple of presents, but that's it. But look at this works. So you take your JSON data and yeah, you just feed it in here and then you get a chart. And you can even do a line chart if you want. You could wait. You can. 1 second. Let's just make sure that this works before we move this up to the wrapper function. Props data is not there anymore, but parsed data is. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Incredible. Bar chart. And you can do the different colors and stuff. Actually pretty cool. Actually pretty cool. Last thing here maybe before wrapping up. We can do the parsing here. Props, or it doesn't really matter. We can just do it in here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That is fine. Let's see. Open API that returns JSON. What is it called? Is it called like Pokemon API? Need a hint, direct link to Ditto. Whew. Abilities, forms. Game index. Game indices. Should we just try this? Game index. I'm not sure this is going to work, but could be interesting to try. Maybe we should just, before we do, screw it. Okay, so it doesn't work, but look at this. Look at this. we have value 1. It's actually game index. It worked. Okay, beautiful. That's actually pretty neat. And then name, x-axis name, hey. So it just picks up game index there. But is there anything? Version? Yeah, we're gonna have to play with this, but at a first glance, that looks like it's actually gonna work a bit. I want to try something more. Pokemon limit. Yeah, we don't need. We can do like 100. Yeah, but we're not gonna have any information on them. Popular open APIs. Yeah, just give me news on point list feed with access to years worth of data. Maybe we're just going to pause this. I think we're just going to pause it, but we made some good progress today. Actually. That was pretty amazing. We can now add and configure the chart. Very nice. We're figuring things out. We're making some progress. We did our first live stream on YouTube, which was fun. Frederick and Elaine, thank you for watching. And we have things very clean and simple so far, which I really like. Okay, but I think that's it. I don't think anyone's watching right now, but let's wrap up. First stream on YouTube, very nice. I'm gonna go to the gym and wrap some Christmas gifts. Thank you all for watching. Bye.